It is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. All right. So, all right. The Nazarene Mutant. Now, this is geek related, but this is like a whole different thing. Now, I wish I had some images here. Actually, I might be able to share this screen a little bit. Let me kind of help you out here. Share screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Should be able to see this screen. Okay. So there's an article that came out. Actually, article and several videos. Now, granted, I haven't watched a lot or any of the videos yet, but I'm going to read this so you can get kind of a feel of the story here. Okay. Disney's latest X-Men comic refers to Jesus Christ as the mutant Nazarene. Blasphemy against Jesus Christ himself is now part of the Disney slash Marvel media empire's descent into woke madness. The newest edition of X-Men comics features a storyline that declares Christ wasn't miraculous because he was the Son of God, but because he was a mutant with superpowers. Jesus Christ like Professor X, Magneto, multiplying bread and fishes, and raising people from the dead. Goes into a little bit more here, the interviews, get a little bit more about the storyline. Okay, but before the explicit blasphemy, readers are given in exchange revealing a bit of disdain Summers has for religion, praising her powers. Exodus claims that he believes that the Holy Spirit has come upon her. Your coming rekindled a some word that I can't pronounce of mutants. The Holy Spirit came upon you, he tells her, to which she abruptly responds, the phoenix, the burning space bird came upon me. There's no need to get religious. Heaven forbid God really exists in the modern comic world. Okay, so that so that's what went on and caused a whole bunch of drama all over the internet. And so I saw that and wondered like what my thoughts about it. I wish, boy, I wish I had a little bit of comments. My apologies. Now, to be fair, I haven't read an X Men comic in it's been a couple years straight. Had nothing to do with no kind of this kind of controversy. Um, X Men is my favorite comic, and I think it was the thing before Marvel bought Fox out, and Fox had the rights. Sorry for you hear all this. Before Fox had the rights to mutants, and Marvel didn't like that, and they basically killed off so many mutants until they bought the rights and also, hey, X Men matter now. So once I saw that that's where they was going with it, I think the last one I read was X Men Legacy, and now they start coming back, but it's kind of hard to get back into it. Uh, so if I could, I wish I can, because I do have a website, and I did write an article on this, and it should be published, probably tomorrow, because the mutant in question, I'll go more in detail in my article, but basically he's religious already, and from like the 12th century or something, and he's kind of an extremist already. So to get you an idea of who's saying this, who is like basically claiming that Jesus Christ is a mutant, you got to understand it's coming from kind of a mutant extremist who kind of believes that mutants are better than humans in this world. And I know this is kind of geeky, but you're here, you get some geek content, and it fits with his character. Now, is this blasphemy? Yeah, pretty much. I'm not really going to argue the theological um, implications of claiming that Jesus Christ is less than God. Uh, but this is nothing new, in my opinion. Uh, what Exodus has done, which is the mutant that is saying, which is the mutant that's kind of being quoted here, is that he's made God in his own image, which is done all throughout history, is done now. Um, there is actually a quote. It's a quote. It's a quote that I heard in a rap song, but I believe it's quoted Voltaire. I believe so. In fact, let me. You're going to get a sneak peek into my article here. Like I said, it will be printed. It will be printed in a bit here. Okay, so this article that's about to be played. So this is the person in question. It's not like y'all can really read that here, but this is a quote you can read. Said, if God created us in his own image, we have more than reciprocated. Just let that sit with you. If God has created us in his own image, which I believe he has, then we have more than reciprocated. So basically, we then made God into our image. We do this inconsequentially. If you think about Jesus, I don't know who's watching, so I don't know if you're a believer in Jesus Christ or not, or one of the various other faiths. How do you view Jesus? Is he God? Is he God the Son? Is he kind of a just a good teacher? Was he a nut? Was he crazy? Was he is he mythological? And so is he just kind of made up? And then when you and even if you do believe in Jesus as being more than man, uh, well, even if you don't, you believe him just be more of a scholar. Do you see if you're kind of a strong man? I've seen in like men's group they like Jesus like almost like shred like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Other ones depict him as being very lowly and meek. We kind of do this where there's a version of Jesus that we prefer, and the images of Jesus. Even I think I was having this conversation again with my baby sister last night, and she said, "Well, Jesus has brown hair and he has a perm long brown hair." You know, the images of Jesus that come to her mind are the pictures that she sees that's more popular around. Da Vinci. Again, that's where I originally heard the quote. I think the lyric was, "God created us our image, Da Vinci returned the favor." And even now, like even and I already have I know a lot of people have big issues with seeing the white Jesus, and even me, I don't really have a huge issue. Like this picture, I believe is supposed to be Jesus himself. Uh, I like it, multicolored. Is all kind of get out like that. You can kind of like glean maybe some ethnicity, but even this is, I believe this is a dope picture. Um, I I don't believe this is what Jesus looked like either. So what? And by the way, in the comic, from the little expert that I saw, it wasn't. He made I guess you could say, a blasphemous statement, but it wasn't given a thumbs up. It was just his theory. So while I'm not going to like get like all outright angry, I know Disney's doing some stuff, uh, but I don't think this is one of the things that you're going to be to really get upset about. What I am, you can take this in kind of encouragement. The fact that Jesus Christ, a figure 2,000 years removed from since he left this earth, is still being talked about. It's still being represented in all this media, like pictures on my wall. Uh, and he's still being talked about this. Like there's a lot of people who disagree, but he's still being taught. He's still relevant. Like he's in the conversation. He's in the conversation in comics. Think about it. He was mentioned, and I saw the little clip. It was like 2 pages of small dialogue between two characters, and it's being talked about all over the online. Something that doesn't exist does not create something so powerful over such a wide spectrum. Uh, this is an end. This is to me an end to be able to communicate and talk about Jesus. This is kind of, to me, I could take this as an encouragement that this is like a part where there's interest, there's knowledge, and then some people are going to be reading this and maybe not have a clue who he's talking about, because he actually never does say Jesus Christ. He says the Nazarene Mutant, which most, if you're familiar with where Jesus came from, Nazarene, then the Nazarene Mutant is kind of identifying Jesus Christ as being, you know, canon to this universe. At least his stories are canon. And I think we need to take, as believers, again, I don't know who you're watching, but as far as me, I like to take the opportunity to kind of get to know Jesus. And the fact that Exodus, you know, this kind of mutant extremist, is kind of co-opting Jesus. Again, I kind of go a little bit more into an article. It's kind of co-opting Jesus to a side is actually a very human thing we do. We do this politically. We do this in religious traditions. We do this all the time. We do this in wars that we fight and positions that we carry. But what Abraham Lincoln said, it's not that Jesus Christ it's not that God is on our side, but it's that we should be on His. I'm misquoting that slightly, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna say this as when you got any questions. Again, this little part of the video I'm gonna probably make is separate. And again, like, I'm not mad about it. And this is kind of true to life. But this is what people do. This is kind of what people, spiritual dead people. This is what people do. So sorry, I'm gonna run out of gas. Uh, what do you guys think? Do you think this is all a lot of fuss about nothing? Do you think this is opportunity to evangelize? Um, are you interested to hear more? You know, just what are your general thoughts about this whole thing? All right.
Is it too good to be true? I want this so much, but don't know if I can trust you. My mind's racing fast, trying to find the red flags I'm used to. All these green lights, are they coming too soon? Caught between red and the green.